Angola decriminalizes homosexuality.
Yay! I mean, boo, because I didn't know that it was even criminal before. So boo for the fact that it was criminal until now. But yay, decriminalize.
We'll take it now. Same-sex relations are finally legal in Angola as of February 10th. The changes come from the first rewriting of colonial-era laws since Angola gained its independence from Portugal in 1975. While many colonial-era clauses were removed at that time, clauses encouraging discrimination against the LGBTQ community have been in effect since the Angolan Penal Code introduced the prohibition in 1886. The colonial era, quote, vice against nature condition was served as a ban on homosexual relations. The new law overturned that arrangement and criminalized any form of discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation.
Wait, so Angola, what's the background like in Angola? I don't know much about Angola.
It was a Portuguese colony
until the 70s, when a lot of the African countries, 60s, 70s.
And what's the religion demographics like? Are people be religious? Is there any backlash?
I don't know that off the top of my head.
I'm gonna guess Christian and traditional animist, with some Muslims. That's my guess.
But how religious are they? Like,
they say so this is just the first thing that comes up on Google. Okay, guys. Angola's population is overwhelmingly Christian. About 2/5 of the population is Roman Catholic, about 2/5 Protestant, and 1/10 adheres to traditional beliefs or other religions.
But are they?
That's the Pan-African Studies degree showing.
Let them know.
Okay, but are they religious? We have Christian, and then we have Christian.
Generally, Africans tend to be a more conservative society, and a lot of the Christianity probably depends on the type of Christian, because there's a lot of Roman Catholicism, but there's also an infiltration of a lot of evangelical Christianity, which is actually pretty much a 20th century thought. But I think Angola is more old style Catholicism and Protestantism.
Is that the ruling, the MPLA, which is stands for the People's Movement for the Liberation of Angola, is a Marxist-Leninist organization. So, and this is part of what led to the revolution and them becoming independent in 1975. So this meant that the attitude towards religion, at least officially, corresponded during that period to that of the traditional Soviet Marxist Leninist dogma, which generally characterized religion as antiquated and irrelevant to the construction of a new society. And they also viewed religion as an instrument of colonialism, because obviously the influence of Roman Catholicism came from Portuguese rule. So I'm not sure how actively religious the population is, especially given the influence of socialism and.
Was there any resistance to this?
Well, they also had this influx of Protestant missionaries in the 60s too. So there's these levels of it, but I do think that Susanna's point about the communist nature of a lot of the governing bodies makes a big difference. And I also think that a lot of that Christianity is mixed up with a lot of older pre-Christian sets of beliefs as well.
Yeah. The penal code changes were originally announced in January 2019, but basically because of bureaucracy and signatures and stuff, it wasn't actually enacted until February 10th of this year. What I think was interesting is that, this idea of just vice against nature, it wasn't even very firmly defined, but it was just always interpreted to mean homosexuality. And people were saying that, according to the Human Rights Watch, the laws in place before November 2020, which was when the president signed this into law, but then it wasn't enacted until this month. So they were very rarely actually prosecuted people under this law, but it served to promote bias, undue scrutiny, and discrimination towards LGBTQ people. Under the new law, under the new law, violators who discriminate on the basis of sexual orientation can be imprisoned for up to 2 years.
All right, let's go to let's move on because
I have one very important thing. So after Angola's new laws, there are now 72 countries that have decriminalized homosexuality. According to the Human Rights Watch, there are no less than 69 countries that still have laws criminalizing LGBTQ relations. 9 countries still criminalize the gender self-expression of the transgender and gender non-conforming communities.
Well, Mazel Tov, Angola, and I guess look how much the world has changed. That's a large number if you talked about, even 25 years ago. So things are getting better in some ways.
Yeah, in terms of Armin earlier saying, I didn't even know that this was criminalized. Well, this says that there are, at least 69 countries that still actively criminalize this. So we still have a lot of progress.
And also subscribe to our newsletter, because if we get removed from all these platforms, at least we could reach out to you. And guys, by the way, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you get a free copy of Why There's No... Where's your copy, Susanna? Get it. We're doing promotion. You get a free... It's not even promotion, it's free. Okay, so if you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description, you get a free copy of Why There's No God. Come on, I'm handing it out for free. Okay, it's a bestseller on Amazon, and you get it for free. So subscribe to our newsletter, and you get a free copy of Why There's No God sent to you. Link in the description.